I want today to thank the people of Barbados, because we could not have reached this point without the cooperation of the people of this country. It has not been easy. In fact, I laughed at the beginning of this press briefing and said when we first met, I had a lot less gray hair than I do now. But I am thankful for each gray hair, because I believe that it is reflective of the fact that working together, we have been able to achieve what many doubted we could achieve, and what many also, on the other end, hoped we would achieve, but we're nevertheless not sure. We are not out of the woods. The country is a part of a global community that is extremely unstable at this point in time. Indeed, the implications for food, for energy, and for financing costs are all at the center of what the world is concerned about now. And it's largely because, having gone through a pandemic on top of the continued threat of climate crises, and in our own instance, last year we had the trifecta. We had the ashfall from St. Vincent, La Soufrière. We had the freak storm, sorry, guess called. We had the freak storm in the middle of June, and then we had Hurricane Elsa, our first hurricane in 66 years. It is likely to be a reflection of what countries in this region will continue to face going forward because of our vulnerability to the climate crisis. When you add to that the disruption to the global supply chain, which started during the course of the pandemic, but has been severely compounded in 2022 by two things. One, the recent shutdown of China, in particular in Shanghai, with the ships just lining up outside. And secondly, with the Russian invasion into the Ukraine, we have serious issues globally with respect to ready access or affordable access to so many key commodities and products that are necessary to keep the supply chain going. It means that the government has had to make modifications to what it spends money on and how it spends money. We have had, since late last year, been meeting with the members of the private sector with respect to the food chain. That is why in the budget that we recently had, we announced that we would not be collecting taxes on the basis of 2022 CIF values, because the reality is that we understand the extent to which freight prices quadrupled and even more in some instances. And hence we use 2019 as our base year for the collection of taxes, because we understand the implications not just to the consumer, but also to the enterprises that are dependent on access to those goods in order to be competitive. We have also recognized that food security, food and nutritional security, and mercifully the government was taking action for a couple of years before that. We were able, one, to have issues, the Ministry of Agriculture started to address the issues of access to water, and you would have seen us put in water ponds at River. We're putting in Haggards at Bordens. We have the Lairs Land Lease project about to launch fully now with the water pond, 21 million gallons there. Anyone driving past will see the pond there. And we are also about to put in similar facilities in St. Lucie, which, as you know, also suffers from the arid climate. We believe, and this has cost us millions of dollars, we're trying to refine the project by ensuring that we look and see how we can reduce the evaporation and how we can also earn through floating photovoltaic panels with those ponds. We are working with the government of Guyana in a major way to establish a Guyana-Barbados food terminal to also be able to ensure that Barbadians have access to affordable food going forward. While we know that the production in the Ukraine has not necessarily dropped significantly, their problem is accessing ports for international trade, because as you know, most of the fighting is taking place in the major ports like Odessa. And we have to therefore put ourselves in this region, not just Barbados, in a position that we do not suffer if a boat does not come from Miami every week.